How's everyone? Good? All right, midday blues. We're going to get you to lunch soon, but we're going to do something a little different. Panels, fireside chats, question, answer. We're going to have a conversation here today, and we're going to learn about each other, but we're going to learn about the topic at hand. A little broad, but we're going to get specific into it. And I'll first introduce myself. My name is Kevin Sultani from Jima Group. We have offices in Los Angeles and Dubai for the past decade. We've been in blockchain for about 13 years, started as a Bitcoin researcher, turned into a Bitcoin miner, and started investing and operating different blockchain. And we have a portfolio of gaming and esports, which is non-traditional, but it's fun for the topic, and we'll get into it. Introduce yourself, tell us what you're doing. What are we doing here in Hong Kong?
It's Meta Al. I started with trading from 2017, and then I started my first project as ICB Labs. So we started this project 2019, and we started some gamification before and NFTs, and we had a very great ICO section, even up to now in this market, because it's based on academic city that we have the first stage of our metaverse. We sold in 2 years something around $1.5 million NFT during these days. So we are here, we are launching our metaverse in 1st of October in Token 2049.
Nice. So everybody talks about the different sectors, right? Building on NFTs. NFTs is not just the first iteration that we saw in art. It's that third word in tokenization, which is really exciting. We'll get into it. And then you got the metaverse, which we're going to focus on for today's topic. But we were promised this grand thing. We were told that this metaverse and a couple big companies would do X, Y, and Z, and really nothing of substance was ever built. Let's be honest. Because I don't want to be the guy that says, well, land in the metaverse was not worth it, and if you buy land, it's like buying land in Manhattan 120 years ago. I don't know if that's so true, because times have changed. It's what you do with that land. It's what you do with that stuff. And so in America, we have a saying is, build it and they will come. Okay, but build it and they will come doesn't mean the certain metaverses that were built. Who came? What did they do? So what I heard from you is, you guys have built every piece, and now people are starting to come. We're going to focus a little bit about GamyFi, but also education. So you talk to us a little bit about what you've built in your metaverse that you're launching that is actually solid foundation. You were telling me off stage about the digital twin. Yeah, sure. Get into that a bit.
Sure. Actually, let's start from the section that we were talking about, about the land. Okay, even me, we are selling land in our metaverse as well. But the land that we are selling, people, they can create something on them. And we are giving some spatial offer to them as a digital twin inside of their own villa, inside of our metaverse. Our metaverse is not about the land and like an old project of metaverse. We are based off education. But of course, if any kind of opportunity, we are getting the opportunity. The land is one of the opportunity for our metaverse as well. So even we have a stage of ICB districts, which is especially for fashion. We are inviting so many university students to our metaverse. So these guys, they should use it. They should have a T-shirt. They should have a watch inside the metaverse. And we are allowing people to buy it and sell it and just create the NFT, create their own talent on an NFT, on a fashion design as well. So we are different with another metaverse because we are based off new generation of education. All the metaverse that we are talking about with respect to all the brand, but they did nothing. But we create something, as like most of the people knows, we are creating and we are promoting this project from 2020 and like let's say from World Cup to now, we are doing infrastructure for this project. And so everybody saw us in the market, and we are just showed our brand. We are just show what exactly we want to do. We are creating and learning our AI next to our metaverse. We create our own blockchain network, EVM compatible, just because we know the future is metaverse.
But you said something, not just metaverse, right? Who cares about any metaverse if it doesn't have a function, if it doesn't have a focus? Education has the lowest barrier to entry of most other platforms. Medical technology is not so easy. right? It requires politics. If you're going to do anything in iGaming, it has to do with licensing and jurisdictions. But iGaming became very popular on the metaverse for obvious reasons. It's you see avatars in a poker room or other than that. Are we giving anything back to society by creating these type of metaverses and really focusing on something that I don't care if you want to gamble, but I don't think it's conducive to the future generations of, just this conference. We have AI stage, we have Web3 stage. Where does gambling come in all this? And I'm not talking bad about that. I'm just saying do what you want. But I want to focus on education. Education is the purest form of really everything, and we need more of it in every industry. But as the metaverse, when you're walking down the street now, you look at these pixelated metaverses, you look at these different things, and there's no real home. And so why should Harvard, Oxford, and NYU and all these places, why should they have a home there? If they want to do their own thing, they'll just build their own digital twin, right? And many haven't, which I'm really disappointed about. But education being such a, like I said, a pure form of, art. I call it an art because we constantly need to educate. Yet no one's really building. So talk to us a little bit about your educational platform. You mentioned, you still didn't say the digital twins. I want you to say that again because because that was beautiful. And then now you can start to think of what is the educator that I wish I had more access to in the future? Where's the digital twin of the Einstein of, all these type of guys? But yeah.
You already created.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I led you in.
Yeah, actually, let's start how this idea came to us. Let's start from this stage. All of you guys have a kids, or you have a nephew, or some kids in your family. They are growing up with a tablet. They are growing up with a computer, and they are not like us. They cannot go to the classic school. They cannot go to a classic college or university. The world is changed. I'm here in front of you. I have a PhD in concrete structure, but I'm working on a blockchain. And where was my university? YouTube. I learned about everything on YouTube. So the world is changed, and now the kids, the students, the Z generation, they are not going into all the school class. We are creating this as a cartoons, as a gamification. They can play on a PlayStation, on a phone, everywhere. 3D, 2D, VR, AR, everywhere. They can access it everywhere. When we are launching, now we launch already as a beta version, but when we launch it in October, even you can have it in the phone and everywhere. We are trying to have our platform in a PlayStation as well. So we are exactly looking to put the kids inside of the cartoons that they love and teach them whatever we want to do.
And I'll give you a concrete example of why you should question what he said and then follow up with the R&D of what he said. 5 years ago, a company that I was consulting, Roybe Robots, it's a physical robot for kids under the age of 12, very specific. Now, hardware is really expensive, it's dead, it's tough to innovate. Version 2, 3, 4, it requires a lot of investment. So what did they do? With the advice of our company, they pivoted to a digital world. But not like you guys in a whole metaverse. They just wanted to get it onto the Roybe robot, which had facial and voice recognition. Okay, that is, now take it one step further. AR glasses, smart rings, smart devices. Yet none of them are connected on this word, the metaverse. So we have so much to work on. And Roybe Robots is now available on 40 million LG TVs with the click of a remote. So they turned the metaverse, which is not a word that they use, but into and I heard you say, PS5, PlayStation, mobile, because if you want my prediction, it's gonna be mobile. If you cannot have this word metaverse on mobile, and then work with latency and bandwidth issues, because not everyone has an iPhone as of yesterday, 17 Pro Max plus G, So someone has an iPhone 10 still. How are you going to service that person? Not everyone has a PS5. They still have a PS4. So these are things that we need to answer if the metaverse is going to succeed. Agree or disagree on that?
Agree, totally.
Yeah, so Yeah, please.
Yeah. You're talking about the Apple, but like the things that they already launched.
The new
Yeah,
AirPods.
yeah.
AirPods. You can now walk and listen to translation,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
exactly. You can walk and it's translated for you. So the things has changed now with the AI. The new world gonna be totally different. Actually, when we are talking about the education inside the metaverse, I know somebody thinking, no, they are crazy. It's not happening. No, guys, it's happened already. It's happened. We are selling academic NFT and a student NFT, and we already make from this business in the last 2 years $1.5 million. So it's happening now. People, they are going to the metaverse and teaching to each other, and I'm making exactly the same person that they are as a teacher in an academy. I'm making the AI from them with the LLM system. So it's happening. There is a users all around the world. They are using these platforms, and most of the people in a market, most of the people in a crypto business, they are looking to get something when they are coming to the Web3. So that's why we are always thinking to give them something. Inside the metaverse, we are giving them some opportunity to show their talent, show the things that they want to sell it. We have a stage in our metaverse we calling Talent Hub. So in Talent Hub, if you have any type of idea, just we have an AI for you. You create your idea as a business plan. Then you can create token with your idea and you can sell it. You can crowdfunding for your business. And our metaverse supporting you for your ideas. Even you can create an NFT for your idea in NFT talent. We are creating for all kind of things like arts or cinema ticket. We are creating NFT by free for the people that they are joining NFT talent or talent hub in the metaverse. So this is a future that we are creating and people they can use it now.
Creator economy. That's what you just listed. And if you don't understand the power of the economics behind it, also from an investor standpoint, that's where the money is flowing. The creator economy is what he just mentioned. Now, platforms haven't been giving you anything to monetize off of. They give you platforms to create. So Web 1, difference of Web 2, difference of Web 3 now is ownership. That last part is ownership. So platforms are giving you the chance to create, own, operate, transact, sell, and buy all on one platform, on-chain, with digital economies. And that was just a big 60-second buzz sentence. Not buzzword, that was a buzz sentence. But that's what's gaining the investment. On the investor side, Baiju, I might be saying that wrong, but an Indian company, Baiju, recently, not so good, but they raised $4 billion. Right, these are not small numbers. This was an edutech platform. In America, over $200 billion has been transacted on educational transformation. Not edutech specifically, like fintech, but it's coming. So the next iteration of the creator economy, who runs the world right now on the internet? Streamers. Streamers. Yeah, gaming streamers on Twitch, Kick, YouTube Live. If you didn't know that, they're literally printing money because brands are choosing to work with streamers and creators rather than buy a billboard on Los Angeles or whatever, or the Super Bowl commercials. So everything is changing right in front of our eyes because the creators are in charge. So if you don't give them a platform, like what Meta said about having them create, also be able to transact, sell, buy in a digital format, then what good are we? Right? And for the purposes of today's conversation and the conference being Web3 and AI, you still didn't say it, by the way. There's an AI, and I'll introduce it. There's an AI that they've done, which I just learned off stage. So what happens when you buy that house in the metaverse? You put your family in it, and you live in it. That's kind of like dystopian and weird. But God forbid someone passes. Your father, who you learned so much from in all those 30 years, but there's no, what happens to him? Well, for the first time, the metaverse gives it a little bit of value because your father, that same avatar, you can compile through their AI and give that a life of its own. So God forbid he passes tomorrow and he's not there, but he's forever with you. Now that sounds very cliche and stupid and fun, but that's amazing to me. So now you can let your mind wander with Einstein and some of these geniuses, which other companies are doing, but I want to see it on all platforms, always, everywhere, right? And so I want to also talk a little bit about the on-chain stuff. Is there a certain protocol you've chosen for this? Is it multi-chain?
No, for now it's only from our own blockchain, ICB
Your own
network.
blockchain.
Yeah,
Okay.
ICB
You want to
network.
speak a little bit about that? Because I think it's important to know that you have your own protocol.
Yeah. Actually, we create everything from scratch with our own blockchain because of the speed, everything under our control, the wallets and everything is under our control. And we have ICBX as a transaction fee, like a token in our project. So with this token, people inside the metaverse also, they can trade to each other. As I told you, like in a fashion section, they can buy and sell shirts and the t-shirts, watch and everything. And even we create this right now. We have a place that we're calling Land of Legend with 35 scientists inside. For now, it's 35. We're going to grow it to like 120 scientist hours are in like less than 6 months. And you can go in front of there, but you don't have the access NFT to go inside the Land of Legend. Okay, you can buy an NFT inside if you have an ICBX token with you. You can buy an NFT, you get the NFT in your wallet and go inside. And if you want to buy a KYC token, because in our metaverse, you have to be KYC'd. So, you know the problems for the metaverse. So we create a KYC token in our blockchain. So everything we create in one umbrella.
So I want to say like a statement, like, do you believe in the future that person's metaverse and that person's metaverse and your metaverse are going to compete or communicate?
They're going to communicate for sure. Actually, the things that I know from Meta, they want to do the same.
Right.
But normally it's happening.
Right.
And I'm creating this as well. If that's why we create our metaverse as an island. And all the metaverse can add to our metaverse as an island as well. So we are working with all of them.
I see them as portals, right? There should be a portal out of your metaverse into another, or else it's just not going to work. There's no competition in this thing. Yeah. We're too small, too early, too little to think about anything. Exactly. Why has Meta not done anything? Has that ever scratched your head a little bit? Has that ever bothered you? Well, what is their greatest innovation for the metaverse up until now? And I should have brought them up. I was going to wear my Meta glasses, those glasses, right? It's just for recording, but it's AI-based. But AR, right? You walk down the street in 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, and you're gonna go to New York City. And as I'm walking to Meta, I'm gonna look at him, and I look at his hair, and it's gonna be on fire, literal fire. And I'm gonna say, what the hell is going on? And I take off the glasses, and it's just him. But with the glasses, in the metaverse, or the multiverse, or whatever, it's his identity. And when I take those glasses on again, I look to the left to H&M, and it says 20% off deals, because I can only see that. So I can drag, drop, click it, put it in my thing, but it already knows my size, it already knows what jeans I like and everything. Then I go to Meta, I take off the glasses again, and it's just him, right? So that's essentially, are you connecting things like AR? You know, have you thought about like smart rings and
for a smart rings,
haptics?
not yet, but for the rest of them, because the smart rings, first we have to integrate with our blockchain as well. But for the rest of them, like with our AR, VR, and everything.
You agree, AR is so important?
Exactly, exactly.
Because I think VR is overestimated, under-promised, but I think AR is going to over-deliver. And I think that's where Meta is really focusing on.
Yeah.
You know, I want to take a question from the audience, if you guys have one, or leave you with the final statement. But anybody, any thoughts, any questions on the metaverse and what we're doing here? I got one final question. Where are we? I said 10 years, then 5, and then 3. I think it's any day now, because it's in Meta's hands. I truly believe it's in Meta's hands, and Facebook and Meta's hands. Do you see that as a net positive or a net negative, that guys like Meta have changed their name because they saw the trend, really slowed down development, but on the back end have been investing like crazy, and at the convergence of AI and Web3? Net positive, net negative for what we're trying to do here, what you're trying to do?
It's gonna be positive. Actually, in one panel before I told that we wrap up. Actually, in one panel I said it's gonna happen. We're gonna live all of us in next 5 to 10 years. We're gonna live inside the metaverse for sure.
And I love that because inside of the metaverse doesn't mean the traditional one you're used to. It could just mean walking down the street with those glasses, and once I shake your hand, you become the human again. But in my world and in your world, it's a different representation.
Exactly.
Right? So I learned a lot. I appreciate. Find our good friend off stage right there at the booth, and if there's anything we can do for you and to teach and educate and cross-pollinate, let us know. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Meta.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I said Meta at the end.